2, 1. Hello, hi. I'm Shelly Duvall. Hello, this is Nikki.
And this is Elaine.
And welcome to
The Living. Oh my God. Return of the Living Dead girls.
Girl, we took a shot. You know we did. It's a little ritual now at this point.
We just pretty much get drunk. I get drunk. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Whatever.
She gets.
It's fucking.
We get inebriated.
Damn.
This is a podcast for people to get inebriated for. So yeah.
I mean, you can usually see if you're on YouTube and you're watching us. Hi, hello, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. But you can see in the background usually we have the little shot glasses and the mixer that we leave back there because that's just what we do. Anyways, we are here tonight, this evening, with another interesting, dark, morbid topic. And I'll just go ahead and say that it is funerals and burial ceremonies or whatever. So, trigger warning for a whole bunch of different subjects because it's just going to be a lot of death. So, yeah.
Details. All that shit.
Yeah. Basically, we just pick a topic. Like, we do the random wheel now. It's like the easiest thing. We've said that before. If you listen to one of our episodes. And it picks whatever we choose. So, yeah, today we're going to be doing this. And we just kind of do our own research. And we come together and just share what we found.
And just act like a fool.
We're going to do that, too. So... it is going to be some sensitive subjects, but again, keep in mind we do act a fool.
I think by now they know we act a fool.
Yeah, if you listen to any moments of the damn podcast, yeah. So, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I'll start. Fuck it. So yeah, like we said, we're talking about funerals, burials. But also what I actually wanted to delve into was within the funerals and the burials, what happens in between, because we know you have to go to the mortician, you have to go to the funeral home, and what do they actually experience, or what do they do with our bodies, think about it, we're like a dead piece of flesh, and we're dead. I mean, we have to be fucking cut up. We have to be fucking embalmed. What is all that? What has happened? What does our bodies do? I mean, for those who may be in the death industry, you probably already know. But for those who don't know, I mean, a lot still happens even after death. So for me, I wanted to delve right into...
That was a great build-up.
I'm getting better at it. I wanted to
share your story.
I got stories. Again, they are from Reddit. As you know, Reddit is just like always a source of
it's a go-to
information, people's stories.
Yes.
And so I went to Reddit for people who were like morticians and like funeral directors and embalmers, whatever, right? So the first one is from Redditor. And if you're listening, if this is you, hey, it's cool. Just let me know. Let us know. We're giving y'all credit. Redditor Loverboy21. Okay?
Oh, okay. Loverboy.
This one is bodies moan and groan as you move them. This one said, well, if bodies happen to have a lung full of air, then moving them causes it to release. When the air travels through their throat, you get some minor... vocalizations. This one said, it's usually just a liquidy gurgle. It still gets me sometimes, though, if I'm working alone. So you still moan when you're dead and you're like
oh no.
Oh my God, that would fuck me up actually.
Yeah. I've heard that before and it would definitely scare me too. It's just off-putting. But to know like the physical or like why that's happening, I guess it makes it a little less scary. But yeah, if you're just alone, like la-di-da, but then again, you're like surrounded by dead bodies, so.
dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Another one was from Redditor Gingervitis455. I like that. This one said, this was the title: a man punches a corpse while paying his last respects. Okay, so if you have motherfuckers who are just mad at you, just fucking, and I can see that happening.
Totally.
I can see people going to pay their, but they're not really paying their respect. They want to be disrespectful to you.
Yeah.
So depending on how you treated people or what you did. And he said,
might get punched in the face when you're fucking dead.
He said, after an open casket viewing, a man came in saying he wanted to pay his respects privately. No big deal. That was fairly common. We led him into the viewing room, opened up the casket, and told him to take his time. A couple of minutes later, we're sitting in the office and hear a really loud popping sound followed by running and the door slamming.
What the hell?
We ran into the viewing room and the deceased's mouth was hanging open and the skin was odd looking.
Yeah.
The
I'm imagining it.
I just picture my mouth open. Okay. The best we can figure is that he punched the guy and took off. That was it.
Yeah, because it would definitely disfigure whatever. Because they're just kind of sitting there.
They're like.
They're fragile, so anything traumatic is gonna just fuck them up.
Just fuck them up, girl. Just fuck them up.
Uh,
So those are my. I mean, I have a few,
bizarre.
but I wanted to start off with those two, and then we're gonna go. You tell me what you got.
So yeah, the open casket thing kind of could lead me into something I touched on in just reading and all that. And it's just kind of the whole idea about open caskets and people taking pictures of your casket, of your body after you have passed. And we know that in recent time, right now, it's May 2025.
2002.
2000!
Holy
Fucking Y2K. That the Pope just passed away, right?
Okay. Yep.
So there's apparently, I think that he didn't want to be embalmed, maybe, or something like that.
I don't know.
Something interesting about that. But I'm like, he didn't want to be on display. I know I read that. And then of course,
But he's in display.
Yeah, like he was paraded all over the fucking everywhere. And I'm thinking, where's the line with that kind of stuff? You know, where's the line with his own wishes and then I guess the church's, you know? And obviously if he said that stuff publicly, yeah, I mean, I know, but I'm like, he publicly said he didn't want to, and then they're like, here he is on display. I'm like, all right. But you know,
they're like, we have to display you.
The Pope and the Catholic Church, that's a whole nother fucking subject.
They're
We're
Catholic,
not even
they're
gonna
not
go
gonna
there.
follow the rules.
Yeah, so I'm just like, what the hell ever. But yeah, I know that some people have no issues with taking the pictures of. I remember a long time ago. This is like major trigger warning.
Yes, because we've all been to funerals. The thing is, we've all been to funerals. We've all pretty much seen dead bodies.
But this one has to involve kids, so that's why I was like trigger warning. But I remember a long time ago when I was on Facebook, there was somebody that was sharing pictures of. I'm assuming it was their own. I can't remember exactly, but it was a child's funeral pictures, and I was just like,
heard of that and seen something.
I was so like, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of. I didn't know how to feel about it. It made me feel conflicted, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of different opinions about that. So,
I mean, personally, for you, would you want to do that? Would you take a picture, just maybe of a deceased loved one? I mean, would you do that?
No.
I don't think so either. I mean, I get it. People want to do that, honor them. Like, it's kind of like the same thing of like putting their loved one on a shirt, maybe. But I think at the funeral, I'm like, why? I mean, it's one thing maybe to take a picture of it and hold it, but I'm like
for yourself.
Yeah, but like I remember in high school, I would see people sometimes like kind of have like pictures of their dead, relative like in their binder, and I'm like, that's interesting. Like, why see them at that last moment like that?
Oh, it was. Oh, wow. I don't know.
I've seen that. Yeah.
There's multiple reasons why that could have been happening. But speaking of memorial shirts, I'm gonna say this. Okay, as somebody that thrifts a lot, like
You see it
every week, I see memorial items, and I'm gonna
shit.
tell everybody, don't donate that.
Right? Why donate that?
Nobody wants that. Nobody knows this person. It's just kind of odd, and I'm just like, why would you donate that? I guess it's a guilty thing because you feel like, oh, I can't throw this shirt away. Like somebody will use it for something, I guess, which is.
I would just throw it away. I'm not gonna fucking donate it.
Yeah, but I see one probably almost every time.
That's crazy.
I know. I always find it very strange. And again, I think it's like this human thing to holding on, which kind of leads me into one of my things. I'll keep it short. She's been working out a lot, and she's seeing some gains, so she's feeling cool.
So when I die, they'll see these gains.
Oh, girl, it ain't gonna matter when we die.
Yes, it will.
No.
Because I want them to see when they're like, damn, this bitch was working out. Okay. When they take away, because you know we have to get naked, they're gonna fucking unstrip us. They're gonna be like, oh, she was built.
I have never thought of that before.
I want to look good dead too.
I don't care. I guess while I'm living it matters, but when I'm dead it definitely doesn't matter to me.
It's gonna matter for me.
I see. Interesting.
As I'm sucking up fucking nicotine. I mean, look at this shit.
But
Okay,
speaking of nicotine and death and all the things, one of the main things that I kind of delved into and I thought it was so interesting is Japanese culture, and I didn't know this. Almost 99% of people that die over there get cremated.
Oh shit, why is that?
They're like the leading nation, obviously, in people that are getting cremated. And it's a whole bunch of different reasons, but I'm gonna say this also. They are like, the fucking Japanese. That's why I always look it up when it comes to just doing research, because they always are like on another level with some shit. And I fucking love it. I do. I'm like, I want to go to Japan.
I do want to go to Japan.
That would probably be another place I went to and be like, I don't want to go home.
Yeah, I could see that.
Be struggling with the language, maybe, of course, but you would just learn.
I think they're pretty westernized.
But yeah, I would still want to learn. So one of the things though over there that they have started doing, I don't know when this started, called urban columbariums in Japan are becoming increasingly popular as a modern alternative to traditional family grave plots, especially in densely populated urban areas. These columbaria, often automated and high-tech, offer convenience and space-saving solutions for storing cremated remains, addressing the challenge of limited cemetery space in major cities. And then basically you can go and like enter a code, or you have a something maybe, I don't know exactly, and then it retrieves your loved one's
ashes
and puts it in a certain little area where you can be and pray or visit or whatever.
Like a conveyor belt or something, or just like a vending machine?
It's just like a building that has a whole bunch of different people's ashes, and they're just stored there.
What?
Yeah. And I was thinking, and I think another thing too that they were saying is that the Japanese, a lot of the burial and funeral stuff is kind of linked to Buddhist stuff.
Yeah.
And even in death, this is what I thought, even in death, they're so like thoughtful and considerate, because they're thinking there's not a lot of space. There's a lot of us. Like, I want to make it easy for my loved one. A whole bunch of different factors that they are taking into account, even in death, basically. And I'm like, 99% of their population gets cremated. That is...
Yeah, I love that.
That kind of blew my mind, honestly. That's basically everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Like 1% maybe may get like
an actual burial coffin or casket or whatever.
And I think that should be the case anyways, because think about it, like there's so many people there's so many people that die every day. We have millions, if not billions, of people on this earth. Not millions, it's billions. Yeah. It's too much. There's only enough that we can bury, And if you think about it, like I always say, like, again, it could be a whole layer on layer, but like everywhere we go, there's probably somebody who's been buried on top of our house, on top of our apartment complex, on top of a gas station. all that ground that you break may have some bones up in that bitch.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy to think of.
It is, yeah. I think about it all the time, especially with water now. I can't help but to think, like, all bodies of water.
That's not even counting water.
Yeah.
That's not even counting the dead bodies in the water.
I'm like... But, yeah, the Japanese little tidbit, that was basically one of the main things that I thought was really cool that I found out. And I was like, holy crap, dude. I'm like, respect to the Japanese, honestly.
You gotta love the Japanese.
Yeah.
You gotta love them.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, again, I'm still on the stories here. This is my part here. I want to hear about the stories. So
yes, totally.
Again, and you got some trifling ass shit. We already fucking know. You got people who don't give it. Yeah, people who gonna bring their fucking baby mama. People who gonna bring their fucking mistress.
Drama.
Whatever, right? So this one is called "A Man Brings New Girlfriend to Wife's Service."
Oh my
and
God.
You know this is fucking common. And I'm thinking,
y'all trifling.
And if I knew anybody, if it was my father, for example, and he brought, I'm just saying, like, if my mother died, and maybe, obviously, I'm just saying, if my mother died and my father just automatically gets a girlfriend and brings her, I'm going to slap him and her. I don't give a fuck.
Who are you slapping first, though?
Him.
Okay, yeah.
I'll slap his ass first and then beat her ass first and tell her to get the fuck out of my mom's funeral. That's what I would do. Right. Anyways.
Oh my God.
That's what So this was from Redditor Vbree.
Okay, thank you, Vbree.
At one service my mom was at, the wife of this older gentleman that had passed. Service my mom was at, the wife of this older gentleman, I said that.
Okay.
Had passed. He showed up to the funeral with his new girlfriend who was much younger, and he was wearing a very busty, or she was wearing a busty outfit. So the girl was dressed up as not even funeral attire, I suppose. When the husband would begin to cry, the girlfriend would bring him into her chest to comfort him while stroking his hair.
Nothing like some tits to calm you down and make you feel at ease. Even at your wife's funeral.
Anyways, shortly thereafter, the husband asked one of the funeral directors about the flowers from the funeral. He wanted to know if he could take them with him for the wedding he was having that weekend with his new fiance. You motherfucker.
Oh my God, that is bad juju, dude.
You motherfucker.
Who fucking does that?
You're cursed. Yes, and I hope
your wife gonna curse you.
I hope your
from
wife.
The grave.
Yes. And if there's motherfuckers listening and who've done that shit, fuck you.
And also, if you're the chick in that scenario,
fuck you too.
Girl, no, not cute.
Not cute at all.
I don't care how cute you are, not cute.
Yeah, so I was
that is wild. That is so wild and blasted.
Girl, it's wild.
So I mean, I don't know people's stories, but I'm just like, wow. That
don't bring your fucking girlfriend or fiance to your spouse's funeral
and then try to use the flowers as your wedding flowers.
And first of all, I was like, you cheap motherfucker, you gonna get the flowers from the funeral? You can't get new flowers for the wedding? Okay.
Oh my God.
Let me just stop. Anyways, but I bet it. I know it's true. I know it's true because people are trifling.
Yeah, I know they are.
Trifling as motherfuckers.
Y'all trifling motherfuckers out here. Y'all better like, comment, and subscribe just because you fucking trifling. You owe everybody, okay? Just kidding.
You better subscribe to this. Just
I'm like, actually, do we want that? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Go work on yourself.
Just leave a comment. Okay. The next one was unconventional deaths are a treat for morticians. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So this one's from a deleted user. I guess they didn't want their name, but this one says, lots of interesting deaths. I involved a man that was found dead leaning over a balcony in the front of his house. It was October and all of his decorations. Neighbors thought he was part of the decoration.
Oh.
And I can see that happening like for Halloween and shit.
Totally.
I'm like, oh, look at that shit. It looks real.
Like, man, that's realistic. He went all out.
And they said he was there for days. Another time, there was an old couple walking down a main road. A truck drove by carrying sheet metal. One flew off near them and decapitated both of them.
Whoa.
This one said, about 99% of the cremated remains in the urn of your mantle are actually your relative. You've probably got bits and pieces of a couple other people in the urn.
I've always thought that. I've always wondered
I can see that happening.
Like, do they vacuum or like blow it out afterwards? And even if they do, there's like literal dust, ash particles flying around.
I mean, it's hard not to. It's hard not to fucking not have other particles in there, I would say.
Right? I've always thought that. I've always fucking thought that. Yeah.
And then the last one, this is my last story, and then I have more. But this one was, this person said, this was an embalmer, mortician. Large plastic screws prevent you from leaking. So they basically said that there are large plastic screws that are shoved into people's butts to stop stuff from leaking out all over the coffin during the viewing.
Oh my god.
So even in death, you get a little butt play.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, that is not pleasant, right? That's very much not pleasant.
Hey,
you know, whatever works. They
whatever
figured it out. If that's what works best, then morticians know best.
They know best, girl. You can't have those fucking fluids leaking out.
Do you know who Caitlin? I think it's Caitlin Doherty or Caitlin Doty. She's on YouTube. She's a mortician. She's like very pale, like short, kind of shoulder length, straight hair, bangs.
I don't think I know her, no.
But she has some very interesting videos about death and
there was a mortician I used to follow on
the
TikTok.
funeral industry, all kind of.
For those who are in the funeral industry, leave us a comment. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Let us
totally.
know.
Any interesting tidbits about
what you may have seen?
Yeah. So I will share something next. And speaking of ashes and everything, great segue, okay. I was just looking up different ways to be buried. Of course, we know about the diamond stuff. We know that you can actually be like a tree. I think that's called living urn. You can look it up, Google it. You can like literally, which is so cool. I love that. I'm like, I love
If you
that.
could be a tree, what tree would you be? If they wanted to do that. A wheat tree.
Ah, that would be cool. But then, you have to be smoked also.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, oh, if you are a fruit tree, does that mean people are eating you? That's
Even in death, I'm going to get
whisper.
eaten.
And then I was thinking about that because, people have these trees that they plant and it's like memorial trees or trees with ashes.
Yeah.
And they're just growing. I know you can't probably plant them everywhere, but I'm thinking you could just be walking around a tree that's actually like a dead person tree and you don't even know. And sometimes I feel like, because you feel like energy from trees. I know I have and I do. So it's like, have you ever felt that? And you're like, oh my God, tree, like.
I mean, but I feel like trees just, they're alive. Anyways.
Yes.
They're alive, so I mean,
feel
I
its
don't know.
pain? Yeah. I was going to have to say that. But, okay. So one of the ways, though, that I read about what you can do with your freaking ashes, because you can do so many things, is called Beyond Burials. Okay? And different levels of sending your ashes to outer space, basically.
All right. I can imagine that.
Just short examples of the titles: Starlight Memorial, Shooting Star Memorial, Moon Memorial, and then there's custom experiences, which I'm going to get to that last because I have some feelings to share about that. Basically, these start like a little over, I think, $1,000 or $2,000. This one is like you can have your ashes launched into space, and then it says after floating in the weightless environment of space, your remains will start their descent back to Earth's surface.
Whoa.
What do you think what does that mean to you?
when I feel like I'm going to send my shit up into space, I want to stay in space. I don't want to come back to Earth.
So I'm thinking there's somewhere on Earth where there's just like people's ashes descending down on Earth.
And like that don't make no damn sense.
I don't know.
So where does it land? Like where do we find it? Like in a canister? Like what the fuck?
I don't know.
It's just space dust. It just comes out in dust.
That's just what it was saying.
If I'm going to space, keep me in motherfucking space.
This one is the shooting star. You might feel more comfortable with the shooting star memorial, ma'am. So basically, this launches a symbol. This is from the website. It launches a symbolic portion of cremated remains. Symbolic portion? I don't know what that means. To space where they orbit the Earth for
you know what it means?
Months.
A symbolic that
I mean, this could be.
It's a portion that is symbolic.
Anyway, so that it could orbit the Earth for months or years. That's the shooting star. Then you have the moon memorial. Okay, that's kind of self-explanatory. They shoot your old motherfucking ass to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon. I think that one is like $9,000.
God damn. Well, it's not so bad, I suppose.
It says, in our moon memorial service, beyond burials.
I mean, more than that. I mean, more. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Launches symbolic portion of cremated remains into space on one of the most powerful rockets mankind has ever constructed, with a final destination of the moon's surface. Once the rocket has left the Earth's atmosphere, it will open and deploy our moon lander on a trajectory for the moon, where your remains will rest peacefully for eternity. This is what I'm so confused about. I'm like, it'll deploy our moon lander on a trajectory for the moon where the remains would. So there's just like moon landers up there because people decide they want to pay. And this is where I have a bone to pick with this whole idea, because it's like, oh, customize your experience. If you have something you would like to send to space, all you have to do is email us to get started. Possible items you can include to send to space: a lock of hair, a love letter, a wedding ring, fingerprint, book, watch, photo, USB stick.
What the fuck?
Pet tag, sand from a beach, company logo, drawing, signature, ultrasound picture, or a magazine.
A magazine?
What? I am... what are we doing?
I've been asking that for years now.
What?
Huh?
Speak of black.
You fucking stupid, you stupid hoe. Huh?
But I'm just, my bone to pick with that is, why are we sending this stuff into space and where is it going? On one of their things, they're talking about we're here to like limit to avoid creating orbital debris. And I'm like, what are we doing sending magazines and USB sticks into space? Why?
I don't know.
Why? That's my question, okay? That's my question, people. Just give it up. You're dead. Don't send the USB
Why a magazine?
stick.
I don't understand.
Don't send the magazine. Don't send the book. Well, book. I don't know, maybe.
No, I don't know what a book is. I'm thinking like ashes and shit, like your litter or a body.
A whole body?
Yeah. I bet it happens. I bet it fucking happens. Like probably like the rich, like
I was
the
gonna
rich.
say rich people are like freeze
rich.
me at -Celsius skydegrade.
Yeah, send me up in space.
Yeah, and then just shoot me. But anyways, that's my little rant about beyond burials. Please don't come for me. Those are my feelings and opinions about it.
Okay.
So, actually, fight in the comment section.
Yeah, go ahead, come for us. We want you to.
Next subject.
Okay, so for me, I researched about 7 unique burials around the world. Again, kind of goes into like what Nikki was saying about Japan and all that.
Okay.
So different burial type, just rituals that other countries do. So the first one is called a sky burial, and this is from Tibet. Sky burial is common in Tibet among Buddhists who believe in the value of sending their loved ones' souls towards heaven. In this ritual, bodies are left outside, often cut into pieces. Okay. Cut into pieces for birds or other animals to devour. This serves the dual purpose of eliminating the now empty vessel of the body and allowing the soul to depart, while also embracing the circle of life and giving sustenance to animals. I like that.
Yeah, I read about some Native American tribes that
I'm gonna
used to do that.
because I actually always talk about, and this bitch knows, like, I'm always, because I've read about stories about home people actually die in their own homes and they have animals, and they've been there for days, that their animals get so hungry that they end up eating them. And I always said, I was like, you know what, I wouldn't mind that. Like, if I die, I want my animals, the last sustenance to be is for me. I'm like, well, if they have to eat me to live, then so be it. It would be the last meal I gave them.
Yeah. She's Catwoman, but she actually dies, and then she just gets eaten by the cats.
Yeah, just get eaten by the cats, the dog, whatever. Just that's fine. I can relate to that. I'm like, go ahead.
But I did read that there was I'm not sure which tribe, but they were talking about that at the end of whatever ceremony they were doing, they would let the local I say, but just eat the rest of it, because it was in fact the circle of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the next one is called water burial, which reminded me of you because you were always talking about just send me to sea and burn me, and I'm like, you know what? That's cool too. Water burial. Many cultures, especially in Nordic countries, have embraced.
I was so tongue-tied.
Nordic countries.
Don't do it.
Here comes our guy.
Don't do it. Don't.
Have embraced water and the rituals of choice for the dead. From laying coffins atop cliffs face forward to the water, actually using the water as a burial ground. Some set bodies adrift in death ships. This motherfucker. That's Lumi, y'all. That's Lumi, always in every episode. And he's trying to get into something. Hey!
It's because I have my... Oh, I'm about to...
Well, she had to get out, but I'm going to read this. So basically it says, they've embraced water and the rituals for choice for the dead. From laying coffins atop cliff. Okay, I already read that. Sorry, guys. Some set bodies adrift in death ships, either along a river or sent out into the ocean, giving the bodies back to the gods or places most valued by the people of the area. So basically they just set the bodies into like a little ship, a little whatever, a coffin, whatever, floating coffin, and they send them out into the water.
That's nice.
Which is cool. I think they should do that. We should do that more, right? Imagine just chilling in the river and then you see somebody's like shit floating down and you're like, oh shit.
That would be crazy.
If you were to do that, where would you do that to? Where would you do that? The ocean, or would you do it like in a river?
I mean, it would probably be easier in a smaller body of water. But of course, it's illegal to do that. But I would love to do it how some Native American tribes used to do it. Either build something that could completely burn in the water, or they used to make something on the ground, just put it pretty high, and then they would burn the body.
I like that.
Basically.
But that's not really an ocean or water ritual, right?
No, not that one, but the other one, yes.
Like the kind of shit we see in the movie where they just pile it up on a fucking pile.
And just like
I think
flowers
that's cool,
all around me.
I think that's cool.
And just send me off and burn me up.
I think that's awesome and beautiful. We should do that.
But then the thing with that is like if you don't burn up, then you're just like floating around. Like, okay,
your body's still crisp.
Half of it's there, like all fucked up there to
I would say maybe like
somebody
professionals, right? Like you want to have professionals do it.
Right, to make sure that
like it burns,
I'm all burnt
right.
up. Yeah.
I would think that could work.
Yeah. But again, it's illegal.
Okay, here's illegal.
Illegal.
Here's another one called ashes to death beads. Again, kind of like with the ashes and the, turning the ashes into something. So while countless burial traditions around the world include cremation, South Koreans have taken it a step further by turning the ashes of the deceased into beads, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like
I would
diamonds or whatever gem
Yes.
you would want. Or...
The beads have a bit of shine to them and come in an array of colors, from pink or black to turquoise. Placed inside glass vases, whatever, or even open in dishes. The beads can then take center stage inside a home, a more decorative choice than a conventional urn. In a country where space is at its premium and cremation is becoming the only realistic choice, much like Japan, for burying the dead, getting something beautiful out of the process gives loved one a new tradition to embrace and heirloom and to treasure.
Totally.
And I would do that. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's cool. Last one is an array of Filipino traditions. Oh, all right, here we go. We promised 7 unique burial okay, this is what and I'll get this. This is from Britannica.com in case y'all want to know where I got this from. Thank you for the information. So with the Philippines, there's many burial traditions. Because the Philippines is comprised of 2,000 islands. I know. Anyways, the Tinguan, I'm probably saying that wrong, people dress the deceased in the fanciest of clothes and sit the body on a chair, often placing a lit cigarette in the lips, while the Benguet people blindfold their dead before placing them in chairs at the entrance of the home. The Cebuano people...
They blindfold them and sit them at the front of their home?
I guess, yeah.
All right.
If you're Filipino, leave a comment.
You better bedazzle my blindfold, babe. Sit me up there. And light a joint, not a cigarette.
I sure will, bitch. I sure will. The Cebuano people dress children attending funerals in red to lessen the chance that they will see ghosts. Oh. The Sagada people, the Sagada region features coffins hung from cliffs, which I have heard of that, bringing the souls of the dead closer to heaven, while people in the Cavite often entomb the deceased vertically in a hollowed out tree chosen by the person before the death. That's cute. That's nice. The person chooses the tree.
Yeah.
The diversity of the regions in the Philippines have given rise to a diversity of Filipino burial rituals that comes second to none. So basically, out of all of it, the Filipinos have the most interesting burial rituals.
I always remember that about in that culture, how they dress them up and they'll visit them and talk to them, and the cigarettes and
give me a beer.
Mummifying the body, and it's very, very interesting, and it's very different. So many different ways that people deal with death in general, and then they're dead, like meaning the bodies and everything. One, just very shortly, I don't have a lot of information, but just on the positive side, in the celebration realm of death, we already know there's the Dia de los Muertos.
Oh yeah,
you know, and then also in Louisiana, in New Orleans, they have the jazz funerals, I believe it's called.
I read about that.
And it's like a huge band, like parade type thing, probably down many blocks. I don't know. And I think that was really cool too, just to kind of read about that a little bit. And also, one little thing, because they're in Houston. We're in Houston, Texas, if you didn't know that.
Okay.
H-Town represents. Leave a comment, hello. So we have, in Houston, Texas, the National Museum of Funeral History here, okay? I have never actually been. She has never actually been either. We do need to go, but yes, a lot of interesting things in there. One of the things that I learned when watching this guy's video, he went to visit, I think his name was YouTube title, Carpet Bagger, if I'm not mistaken. But he was in there, and they have the actual front of Marilyn Monroe's tomb, because apparently they have to replace it a lot because there's a tradition that people, of course, go and they touch it, and they also put on lipstick and kiss it.
Oh shit! At the museum?
No, at the actual gravesite they do that.
Okay.
But it's replaced so much. That's why the Houston Funeral Museum has one, because they replaced it, and because people they like do it and it like wears it down or gets really dirty or whatever. Wow, that's really crazy. Also, what I learned from that video is that coffins are the ones that you think of kind of when you think of like Dracula. I guess it has the more angled bottom, you know? And then coffins are casket. Bitch been waking to I've been waking up too fucking early, and we took a shot
No, bitch.
and smoked some. We smoked some. I smoked some.
You stupid bitch.
What was I saying now? I already forgot because I was laughing and being stupid.
You were. Oh god! Wait. Never mind, y'all.
We don't know.
Forget
That's
it.
what it is. Anyways, the coffins and the
Yes, you were talking about
casket.
coffins and caskets.
Coffins.
What's the
Coffins
difference?
are the ones.
I think they're the same.
No, coffins are the ones that they have. It kind of reminds me of Dracula. It has like a angled bottom, and then caskets are the ones that are kind of just more rectangle, and you open it like that. That's
Okay. It's kind of more like
difference.
geometric.
No, the coffin is.
Okay,
And
which
the casket is the rectangle one. Anyways, it was a good video. Another little tidbit that I have here is from an ordained Wiccan priestess. And she was talking about different things, but I really loved this little prayer here that I'm going to share, and this is not in any way a disrespect or anything, but
Absolutely
I
not.
really just felt a connection with some of this stuff also, because she was talking about the lighting of a deceased candle, which is when somebody passes and you're doing that in representation or in respect or whatever, in memory of them. So I'm going to read a little bit of that, and because I thought it was very nice. It says, lit by closest loved one, this person is not required to read the following as I will do it. This is the priestess talking, although they may do so if they wish. And here it is. It says, be free, be strong, be proud of who you have been. Know that you will be mourned and missed, that no one can replace you, that you have loved and are beloved. Move beyond form, flowing like water, feeding on sunlight and moonlight, radiant as the stars in the night sky. Past the gates, enter the dark without fear, returning to the womb of life to steep in the cauldron of rebirth. Rest, heal, grow young again, be blessed.
That's beautiful.
I know. I thought it was really nice. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, that was just a little bit of some Wiccan, pagan stuff that I thought was really cool when it comes to funerals and burials rites, I guess. So, but anything else?
No, that was my research there. That was
I have a couple of more little tiny things that I mentioned to her before. Crow funerals apparently are a thing.
Oh yeah, crows.
Crows are very intelligent. Birds are smart, but like these birds in particular,
Y'all know I love
they're
birds.
very freaking smart. And when one of their own passes, apparently they don't know exactly why or when they do this, but sometimes they'll do it, and it's just a whole bunch of fucking crows that gather around a deceased one, and they're pecking at him, checking out the location, and squawking like continuously for an extended amount of time.
They're mourning. They're like, not my baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my last little tidbit was about this guy. I don't know where he is exactly, but it says coffins at, I'm going to butcher this, it's KWEI, so I'm going to say Kwai.
W-E-I. Quay.
Kwai.
Quay.
The Quai Carpentry Workshop. And the coffins come in endless shapes and sizes. She's spilling beer.
Oh my god.
A giant fish, a cigarette packet, a human-sized chili pepper. According to the workshop director, Eric, he's 33 years old, the design is usually based on aspects of a person's life, profession, or personality. So if you were a farmer, the family of deceased could choose a vegetable, or it could be a chocolate bar, or it could be whatever. It says, he adds, not necessarily only for burials either, but also to end up in museums and galleries, so the coffins become something people actually go to look at and are interested in. Because he says, of course, most of it, all his creations, they're just made to be put 6 feet under, so he's like, it would be nice to have them on exhibit. But this is one of his coffins.
Show the camera.
And I just thought it was so cool. This is like a huge... like apple crate or tomato crate or something.
And they're in it.
And yeah, I guess, and you can see in the background there's like a fish. No, it's not real. It's
it's just like they made it look
he
cool.
makes, I think it's made out of wood and stuff like that. But I saw one that looked like a crab. They have one that looked like a lion. So it's kind of
like really like a piece of art.
Yes, and I just thought that was really cool. And he was talking about how sometimes it could bring a sense of joy to the loved ones during their mourning process, because they're like, oh, he loved, or they loved, fishing or whatever.
So
they loved
giant fish or something.
Yeah,
like
I'm like, it's kind of.
What would you pick?
Kind of campy. Oh man, that's a good idea. I mean, that's a good idea, and it's a good question. I think that I would want something. It would likely be something to do with the water. I think. I don't know what. But
do you know what you would pick?
I don't know. I'm like feeling like a seahorse, or like a...
She'd be buried in a giant seahorse?
I don't know. I didn't even give that any thought when reading that, honestly.
Put me like in a giant hot dog.
Yeah, just make it funny, honestly, because what does it matter?
People have
at
like
that point?
a last laugh.
Yeah, I guess you could just make it
like, you know
funny.
what? There goes Elaine, fucking giant hot dog.
Be like, and we're gonna have hot dogs for her funeral.
Hot dogs and beer. Now, honestly, okay, so we're gonna delve into the funeral.
Okay, yeah, we're coming to the end, and I did tell her I wanted to talk about some personal things with that, or preferences or ideas of what we might want once we pass.
So, well, did you want to say it, or you want me to say it?
You can start.
Well, yeah, basically she was like, well, what would you want at your funeral? And nobody really likes to think about that, right? Or maybe people do think about it.
Some people do, yeah.
For me, honestly, I mean, I know I probably want to be cremated. And then I always say like, oh, I want people to party and have fun, but I know like maybe that won't happen, because I've cut ties with a lot of people, so I don't know who's gonna actually party at my funeral anymore, because I don't even know who the fuck's gonna show up at my funeral. I'll say that, and I'm honest with it, and it's fine.
Even if they don't show up, they could still do their own thing for you in remembrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, and I'm sure people will come to my funeral. But anyways, like I would say that I want, party, just party, drink beer, liquor, smoke weed, do drugs, have fun, talk about stories about me,
psychedelics.
That's what psychedelics.
In particular,
do things that I liked, like talk about things that I did, talk about funny things that I did that made y'all laugh. That's what I want.
Look for her in the birds.
Look for me in the birds, because everybody fucking knows that I like birds for some reason. I mean, I'm an animal lover in general, but birds.
That's what she would be buried in, a bird.
I don't know. I just love birds. When you see a bird, I probably will come back as like a bird, or if we need a sign, I'm like, oh, here I am as a bird, or probably a goose or something, or a duck, or I don't know, some sort of bird, I guess.
In some cultures, that's part of the funeral thing. They actually save money up so their loved ones can party for like some days afterwards and have like a big fucking blowout.
I would want that. Have kegs and I'm telling you, just fucking liquor,
have a weekend
liquor
kegger.
and drugs and food.
Just getting in, wake up naked in the pool.
Whoever has fun with it.
Sleeping in the tub.
I want people to have fun.
If you've been to if you've never slept in the fucking tub at a party, like, you have not fucking been to a party.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I've been to a party, but I ain't never slept in a tub.
I know.
But I've been to a
That doesn't mean shit. That was stupid. But yeah, I mean, that's not a bad, thing to want at all. I think a lot of people want that. I think a good amount of people say that, right? They don't want people to necessarily be like, oh, when I die, you better be fucking sad.
I mean, I know people are going to be sad, but I really just want people to have fun. Even though, just be sad and party anyways.
Yeah.
That makes it even better. And cry and be like, and then take a shot.
Yeah. Go pick up some trash. Yeah, just be nice.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, I know, and I've known that for a long time. I want to be cremated as well. And yes, I would like it to be in a very particular way that it is illegal, but I would just love to be, burnt at sea, basically.
Yeah, you always say that. Burnt at sea.
Just kind of, really get into that cycle and just go back into the water.
That actually reminds me, when I was a little bit more morbider, and yeah, I know you remember this when I said that I was like, oh, if I die, I would always want, like, I wanted like my heart to get taken out and get cut into pieces and like divided.
Oh yeah.
I did, which I don't know if that's morbid or not, but I always thought, I was like, man, like I would want my heart like to be cut up and like given to like my family members and loved ones, like in a vial or something.
It's not, well, I was gonna say it's not that morbid because the Catholic Church, apparently they used to do that like way back in the day when some of the popes would die. They would like take certain pieces, even the heart, it said in one article, as relics, and they would preserve it.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the Catholic Church, they're on some shit.
Yeah.
So like, there was some crazy stuff when I delved into that, but yeah, and as far as people coming to my funeral, I feel like at that point it doesn't really matter, I feel like it's more just about, yeah, if you want to do your own thing in remembrance, that's fine. If you don't, you're probably still going to remember me. That's just what it is,
Yeah.
But yeah, just, I want to be wanted again. I feel like I want to say with the water and just go like that. And just, yeah, again, dried flowers. Like, eat good food, cook good food. And just, when people die, we just know, like, we have to keep living. It's like this punch in the face reminder every time that we are still living, we still have to live, and we get to live also. That's actually what this ring is that I have. I got it from the Renaissance Festival. It's a little skull hand wrapped around my finger, and it's basically, to me, this reminder of like the grip that death can have on life, because it's like you never fucking know. And we say that all the time, like you just never know when, how it's gonna happen, and you just gotta live.
Yeah.
Period.
Very much that.
I think we're both a little tired. So if you notice some, mixed up words or slurred, I mean, the shot didn't help with that, but it's one shot. I mean, anyways, but yeah. Again, so many mornings waking up at 6 o'clock for me, so that does catch up with me towards the end of the week, honestly. I will say this, okay?
We should end on a lighter note, though.
What is the lighter note?
Well, I wanted to talk about Okay, so I wanted to bring a
Trying to
segment
be
in
flexible.
about just real quick. I wanted to bring this segment in about like Nextdoor app. I'm sure if y'all heard of it.
Oh yeah.
No copyright. We don't claim Nextdoor app. We don't get sponsored by them. But I know you know.
Yeah, if you've been on the app or you read anything about it.
And I be laughing about some of the fucking shit that you be seeing on Nextdoor app. Okay.
It is entertaining. I know y'all be reading the comments. It's another form of social media.
It really is, and that shit is wild. Like
It is
people
wild.
be talking about like. You got some nosy ass motherfuckers on Nextdoor.
For everything and anything.
They're like, it could be a fucking delivery man. And this fucking delivery man's like delivering shit, and people are like, "Do y'all know him?" Like, no, motherfucker, I don't know him. He's a delivery man. Shit.
There's like 2 dogs that was on somebody's Ring fucking camera, and they're like, "Whose dogs are these?" It was about 6:17 in the morning when I was leaving, and I'm like, "I don't know, Barbara." Like, no, which I know, it's about connecting, and maybe somebody does know. That's the whole thing, but it's people just be.
Somebody sneezed. Who was that?
Yeah.
Fucking helicopter.
I found a Dorito bag in my front yard. Who is this? Who was here?
Who was here, bitch? Like, really?
Why didn't you send me any Doritos?
Witchcraft, bitch. Fucking witchcraft. Okay. Oh, girl.
So yeah, people be wilding on there. Also, there just be some true drama on there.
I love
okay?
watching. I be looking at
I'm
people's
like,
comments, and
oh
people just be
my
talking about
God.
shit. Like, it could be chipper, and then they're like, "Shut the fuck up, Barbara." Like,
Yeah, it's like a joke about,
and then people just take such offense by it, and you just reading the popcorn. My mom loves that shit. She loves talking shit on fucking Nextdoor. I know you can see that happening. My mom loves going on Nextdoor and talking shit to people on fucking Nextdoor app.
I have popped off, I think, twice on there before.
I think maybe I did like once, and then I was like, "This is stupid. I'm not
I
gonna
can't
do
think
that."
of the second time, but I remember the first time. But yeah, it is so stupid. I on any social media, I've never been that one to be like, keyboard killer or whatever, but it's just, people do it. And sometimes you just get the urge and you be going off.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways,
I guess that's it, y'all.
I guess that's it. Just a little episode. We didn't get too dark, I don't think. Maybe we did a little bit.
We were very calm, very demure.
Very demure, very mindful
Very
today.
mindful today,
Okay,
okay.
We very much were.
Very much different from how we usually are.
Yeah, this is us.
But damn, look at my arm on the camera.
This is your brain on drugs. But having said that, yes, so many different things to think about when it comes to being ready for your death. There really is a lot to think about, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to think about what you want to happen to your body and money and just a whole bunch of different things, honestly.
Uh-huh.
So, gotta get ready for your death, honey. It's coming. One last thing. I remember I was listening to this dude talk about his mother or like a loved one and if they were gonna die. It was the verbiage that this person was using. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not an if, honey. Like, it's a when. Like, they're gonna die. And I didn't know if he meant like just in general or like just before him, I guess. But I'm like, it's not an if, y'all. Like, because he was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if my mom dies. And I'm like,
I think he's just talking about if she dies now or something, right?
I don't know. I guess so. Because obviously he knows that she's going to go, but
He knows it.
anyways, that's it. That's all I got. I'm running out of gas, y'all.
All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all listening.
Yes, thank you for stopping by again. I think Get a doctor! I think next episode we're gonna be talking about a movie.
Are we?
I want to say we are.
Okay.
We'll put some on the wheel and see what the wheel deals.
All right.
See that?
Yep.
We're gonna make some music also.
Oh yeah. Stay tuned for the. Don't stay tuned.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while because I'm gonna be scared and.
I actually do make music.
Yeah, she does. She's on Spotify.
No, bitch. I'm on SoundCloud, not Spotify.
Oh, she's on Cloud. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Okay.
But my music sucks. But I don't give a fuck. I mean, I like it. It's fine.
Yeah, it definitely sucks. No, I'm just kidding. No, it does not.
It does. It sucks.
It's very just ambient.
But I made it myself. I fucking made this shit myself. Like
that's why
I made it.
Yeah, she made the whole songs, actual songs.
I fucking made it.
Yeah. No, and it doesn't suck. I was just being stupid.
It does suck. You already said it.
No, you said it. I was just playing off of you.
No, it does suck.
No, it's experimental and it's ambient, so that's what I'm gonna say about that. And it is beginner. Obviously, she's a beginner making music, and that's fine. You gotta start to do it. Don't be scared. You just gotta start. That's why, we're gonna make some crappy music together.
Yeah, but you never know. You might
make some shit.
You might see us, and we will probably be called.
You might see us dripping in pussy.
Dripping in that pussy, bitch, because that's
dripping in music and pussy, and then we'd be on tour, and then we'd be broke. But yeah, honestly, what's new? Okay, so
all right, guys,
we're wrapping it up.
In.
Thank you for tuning in again. Stay tuned for check us out on YouTube. We're on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your wife, share with your side bitch, share with everybody.
Share with everybody, bitch.
Yeah.
Just make sure you share.
If you don't have any of that, share with your dog.
Exactly.
Just be like, hey, you want to listen to these two stupid.
And also scaresandtrills@gmail.com, you stupid hoes. I'm just kidding. We love y'all. Don't give a fuck.
You stupid.
Okay, we really have to. We have to go, bitch.
Okay, thank you, and don't forget to return to the living
dead
girls. Hey.
All right, goodbye, y'all.